A con, a bullshit artist, a mutt who doesn't know what he's talking about, doesn't do his homework, doesn't care, thinks he's gaming society, doesn't pay his taxes. I mean, he's so blatantly stupid. He's a punk, he's a dog, he's a pig.
Did you hear about the latest smackdown between Robert De Niro and Trump? It's like watching two grumpy old men fighting over the last pudding cup at the nursing home. But this time, De Niro's bringing out the big guns. The Raging Bull himself is stepping into the ring with the Orange Menace, and boy, is it getting spicy. We're talking insults that would make a sailor blush. Stick around to see who lands the knockout punch in this geriatric grudge match. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now back to the video. Alright folks, buckle up because we're about to dive into the wild world of Robert De Niro's Trump bashing extravaganza. Remember when De Niro was just that tough guy from the movies? Well, apparently he decided to take on a new role, Chief Trump Critic Extraordinaire. Now, De Niro's been throwing shade at Trump for years, but it's like watching a slow-motion train wreck of insults. At first, it was just a few eye rolls and some muttered comments, but as time went on, our boy Bobby D turned up the heat faster than Trump's spray tan machine. Picture this, De Niro, the man who gave us "you talking to me?" now giving us gems like he's a punk, he's a dog, he's a pig. I mean, who knew the guy from Goodfellas had such a way with words? It's like he's been secretly writing insults in his trailer between takes all these years. But wait, there's more.
Past 8 years, we've heard you talk about the former president. You have called him a fraud, a con artist. You've said he's...
The bottom line is, it's Biden versus Trump. We want to live in a world that we want to live in and enjoy living in, or live in a nightmare. Vote for Trump and you'll get the nightmare.
De Niro's insults started getting spicier than a bowl of Trump's beloved taco salad. He went from calling Trump a bullshit artist to, well, let's just say words that would make even Joe Pesci blush. And then came the 2018 Tony Awards. Oh boy, did De Niro bring the fireworks that night. He strutted onto that stage like he owned the joint, looked straight into the camera, and dropped an F-bomb that had sensors working overtime. It was like watching your grumpy grandpa suddenly turn into a sailor on shore leave. But here's the million-dollar question. Is De Niro channeling his tough guy roles? Or is this just pure, unfiltered rage? I mean, is he method acting as Jake LaMotta taking on the Orange Menace? Or is this just Bob being Bob? The public reaction has been more mixed than Trump's business ventures. Some people are cheering De Niro on like he's Rocky taking on the Russian. Others are cringing harder than when they watched The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle. Yeah, De Niro was in that. We all make mistakes, folks. But our man Bobby D wasn't done yet. Oh no, he was just warming up.
A con, a bullshit artist, a mutt who doesn't know what he's talking about, doesn't do his homework, doesn't care, thinks he's gaming society, doesn't pay his taxes. I mean, he's so blatantly stupid. He's a punk, he's a dog, he's a pig.
He kept swinging at Trump like a verbal piñata, each insult more colorful than the last. It was like watching a master painter, but instead of a canvas, he was using Trump's ego as his medium. And then, ladies and gentlemen, came the pièce de résistance, the coup de grâce, the insult to end all insults. De Niro, in all his glory, called Trump a sociopathic, psychopathic, malignant narcissist. Now, I don't know about you, but I had to look up half of those words. It's like he swallowed a psychology textbook and a thesaurus and just let her rip. You'd think after De Niro's verbal smackdown, Trump would come back swinging like Rocky, but his comeback was more like a deflating balloon at a kid's birthday party. The Orange in Chief, known for his Twitter tirades, suddenly found himself struggling to craft a zinger that actually zings. It's like watching a squirrel critique Einstein's theory of relativity. Amusing, but ultimately pointless. Let's dive into Trump's late night rant, shall we? Was it past his bedtime? Or did he just run out of Diet Coke? Our favorite Mar-a-Lago resident took to his keyboard, probably with tiny fingers hovering over the keys, ready to unleash his fury. But what came out was about as impressive as his hair on a windy day. First up, Trump decided to play movie critic. Move over Roger Ebert. The Donald called De Niro a wacko and claimed his movies aren't worth much anymore. It's like he's trying to be the Rotten Tomatoes of politics, but his reviews are about as fresh as week-old sushi. I mean, come on, Donnie. Have you even seen The Irishman? Or were you too busy watching reruns of The Apprentice? But wait, it gets better. Trump, in all his creative genius, came up with a nickname for De Niro. Drum roll, please.
It makes me so angry that this country has gotten to this point, that this fool, this bozo, has wound up where he has.
Of joy, but of relief at least, that he's potentially facing some consequences, because as you've said before, this guy's a con artist.
Punchy. That's right, folks. The man who gave us such classics as Crooked Hillary and Sleepy Joe decided to go with punchy for one of the greatest actors of our time. It's like he's stuck in a playground time warp, where the best insult he can come up with is something a 5-year-old would say after losing at tetherball. Now, let's compare Trump's insults to De Niro's. It's like watching a pillow fight between a feather and a brick. De Niro's jabs are sharp, articulate, and hit right where it hurts. Trump's comebacks? They're about as effective as a screen door on a submarine. It's almost like he's trying to prove De Niro's point with every weak attempt at a comeback. But here's where it gets really interesting. Trump seems to have a strange fixation on De Niro's physical size. It's like he's compensating for something. Maybe it's his hands, or his poll numbers, or his ability to string together a coherent sentence. Whatever it is, Trump's obsession with size is about as subtle as a neon sign in Times Square. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we have Trump's piece de resistance, his go-to defense mechanism, Trump derangement syndrome. Anytime someone criticizes him, boom, they must be deranged. It's like he's handing out imaginary diagnoses faster than a shady doctor writing prescriptions. But here's the thing, Grumpy Trumpy, if everyone around you seems deranged, maybe it's time to look in the mirror. But the cherry on top of this word salad sundae?
No, he's more than that to me. He's sick. He is really, genuinely a sick person that somehow has been allowed it. And I'm not calling him, I'm tired of calling him names. He just can't be anywhere near the office of the president.
Trump boasted that De Niro was met with a force greater than the radical left MAGA. Now, I'm no mathematician, but isn't MAGA supposed to be his own supporter base? It's like he's playing political Mad Libs and forgot which team he's on. Well, folks, it looks like Robert De Niro is taking his act on the road. And by road, I mean the sidewalk outside Trump's trial. Yep, you heard that right. Our favorite angry grandpa of cinema has decided to trade in his movie scripts for protest signs. Talk about method acting. So picture this. De Niro, the guy who's been shouting at Trump from behind a microphone for years, suddenly shows up at the actual trial. It's like when you finally meet that internet troll in person. Except this time, the troll is orange and has his own courtroom drama. Now, you might be thinking, isn't De Niro a bit old for street theater? But let me tell you, when this Hollywood heavyweight hit the protest scene, it was like throwing a sparkly vampire into a Twilight convention. The paparazzi went absolutely nuts. I mean, who needs red carpets when you've got courthouse steps, right? But here's the million-dollar question. Is De Niro pulling a publicity stunt, or is he genuinely fired up about this whole Trump situation? It's like trying to figure out if a politician actually means what they say. You never really know, do you? The public's reaction has been more mixed than a bag of trail mix at a health food store. Some folks are cheering De Niro on like he's just scored the winning touchdown at the Super Bowl of activism. Others are rolling their eyes so hard they might need to see an optometrist. It's like De Niro's become the political equivalent of pineapple on pizza. You either love it or you're wondering who thought this was a good idea. Now, let's compare De Niro's protest style to other celebrity activists. We've got your classic megaphone wielders, your social media warriors, and then there's De Niro, showing up like he's auditioning for the role of angry citizen number 1 in a courtroom drama. It's like comparing apples, oranges, and, well, whatever fruit Trump's skin tone resembles this week. But here's the kicker, De Niro's little sidewalk soiree might have some serious consequences.
I'm gonna say one thing, Trump. I owe this city a lot. And that's why it's so weird that Donald Trump is just across the street. Because he doesn't belong in my city. They bought into his bullshit. Trump bought their votes with outrageous lies and empty promises.
I mean, we're talking about a guy who's made a career out of playing tough guys and psychopaths. Now he's out there protesting like he's fresh out of NYU with a degree in political science and a minor in interpretive dance. You've got to wonder, is this going to affect his career? Will we see him in Analyze This the MAGA Years or Goodfellas Capitol Hill Edition? So why is De Niro out there pounding the pavement instead of just tweeting from his comfy couch like the rest of us? Well, according to the man himself, he believes it's important to stand against what he sees as Trump's harmful influence. It's like he's decided to be the Batman to Trump's Joker, except instead of cool gadgets, he's armed with strongly worded signs and a face that looks perpetually annoyed. Alright folks, buckle up for the ultimate New York showdown. We've got two big-mouthed, larger-than-life characters duking it out for the title of Real New Yorker. In one corner, we've got the tough-talking actor Robert De Niro, and in the other, the loudmouth businessman Donald Trump. It's like a pizza rat versus a hot dog vendor. Who's gonna come out on top? These two fellas both claim to be true blue New Yorkers, but let's face it, their version of the Big Apple is about as similar as a penthouse and a subway car. De Niro's all about that gritty, artsy New York vibe, while Trump's more interested in slapping his name on every building he can get his tiny hands on. It's like they're living in two different cities. Now, you'd think two guys from the same town would get along, right? Wrong. These two are like oil and water, or maybe more like a rat and a pigeon fighting over a slice of pizza. Their New York roots are actually making this feud hotter than a Times Square sidewalk in July. De Niro's got that street cred from playing tough guys in movies, but Trump's got his own brand of New York attitude. It's like comparing apples and oranges. Very loud, angry apples and oranges. But here's the million-dollar question. Which one do real New Yorkers actually stand behind? And turns out the Big Apple's got a bit of a split personality when it comes to these two. Some folks are all about De Niro's outspoken criticism of Trump, cheering him on like he's the hero in a Martin Scorsese flick. They see him as the defender of New York's progressive values, standing up to the big bad Trump who they think is just using the city's image to make himself look good. But hold your horses, cause it ain't that simple. This whole mess is shining a spotlight on the cultural civil war going on in the city. You've got the artsy-fartsy types and the progressive crowd in De Niro's corner, while Trump's got the business bros and the more conservative folks in his. It's like the city's having an identity crisis, trying to figure out if it's more about making art or making money. Now, here's where it gets real funny. Both these guys are filthy rich celebrities, but they're acting like they're the voice of the common New Yorker. It's like watching two guys in designer suits argue about who knows more about riding the subway. Some folks are rolling their eyes so hard they might see their own brains. But let's be real for a second. This whole De Niro versus Trump thing, it's not just about two old dudes yelling at each other. It's like a microcosm of what's going on in the whole dang city. You've got the creative types and the money makers, the liberals and the conservatives, all trying to claim they're the real New York. It's messier than a hot dog with the works, I tell ya. So who's winning this battle of the Big Apple Big Mouths? Well, according to some polls, more New Yorkers are Team De Niro. They see him as the guy standing up for the city's progressive values, while Trump's seen as the guy who's just in it for himself. But don't count out the orange one just yet. He's still got plenty of fans in the city that never sleeps. Alright folks, it's time to put on our thinking caps and ask the million-dollar question. Is this De Niro versus Trump circus actually good for politics, or are we just getting distracted by the clown show? Sure, it's fun to watch these big shots duke it out, but let's zoom out for a sec and look at the bigger picture. Celebrity political activism has been all the rage since Trump took office. We've got movie stars, singers, and even reality TV hosts throwing their 2 cents into the political ring. But here's the kicker. All this star-studded drama might be doing more harm than good. Think about it. When was the last time you saw a headline about healthcare reform or climate change? Probably not recently, because our news feeds are clogged with De Niro calling Trump a sociopathic, psychopathic, malignant narcissist, or Trump dubbing De Niro punchy. It's like we're living in a real-life soap opera, and the important stuff is getting lost in the shuffle. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not like celebrity activism is all bad. Sometimes these famous faces can actually make a difference. Take gun control or climate change. We've seen celebs rally their fans and get people fired up about these issues. But let's be real, most of the time, it's just a lot of hot air. The Problem is, all this celebrity drama is like junk food for our brains. It's tasty, it's addictive, but it's not doing us any favors in the long run. We're getting so caught up in the insults and the Twitter wars that we're forgetting about the stuff that really matters. It's like we're all watching a boxing match while our house is on fire. And here's the real kicker. All this celebrity political drama might actually be making us dumber about politics. Yeah, you heard that right. Experts are worried that when we focus on these celeb feuds, we're not really engaging with the issues. We're just sitting on our couches, munching popcorn, and thinking we're politically active because we retweeted De Niro's latest Trump burn. But let's not put all the blame on the celebs. The media's got a lot to answer for too. They're the ones who keep shoving these stories down our throats. It's like they've forgotten that their job is to inform us, not just entertain us. They're turning politics into a reality show, and we're all tuning in for the next episode. So what's the deal with all this celebrity activism? Is it helping or hurting? Well, it's complicated. On one hand, celebs can use their star power to shine a light on important issues. But on the other hand, they can also turn politics into a circus, where the loudest voice gets the most attention. And let's not forget about the long-term effects on our democracy. If we keep treating politics like it's just another form of entertainment, we might forget how to have real, meaningful debates about the issues that matter. We might start choosing our leaders based on who's got the best one-liners instead of who's got the best policies. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. There are times when celebrity activism actually gets stuff done. Remember when celebs rallied their fans around gun control after mass shootings? Or when they used their platforms to push for action on climate change? That's the kind of star power we need more of. Celebs using their fame to educate and motivate, not just to throw shade. Alright folks, we've had our laughs with the De Niro versus Trump showdown, but let's get real for a second. While it's fun to watch celebs duke it out, the real action happens at the ballot box, not on Twitter. Did you know that when people get involved in local politics, voter turnout can jump by a whopping 20%? That's right, your voice matters more than you think. So instead of obsessing over which Hollywood hotshot dissed Trump today, why not channel that energy into something useful? Register to vote, show up for those boring local elections. Trust me, they're more important than you think. And maybe even chat with your neighbors about the issues that actually affect your life. Who knows, you might even make some friends who aren't just profile pictures. Remember folks, real change doesn't come from watching two rich guys yell at each other. It comes from you getting off your butt and making your voice heard. So let's leave the drama to the movies and focus on making our communities better, one vote at a time. After all, the only trump card that really matters is the one you cast on election day.